Hi.
How's it going?
I tried to get in as host so I could start things, but I couldn't do it.
All good.
Are you driving away from Florida?
Yeah.
Yeah. New Hampshire's nice this time of year. You could come here.
Almost to Ohio.
Ohio. All right.
Yep. 1 second. I just have to type a message and then I'll start letting you in.
Yeah, I thought I saw Mimi just post something. Was she trying to get in? I can get sure. No.
Okay, put that okay. All right, I got 5 in the waiting room. She was not even
Awesome.
here. Hello, everybody.
So many people
Hello.
that I know are in here.
Hello.
Love it.
So
Heather,
many, so many
Ian,
people. And
Chris.
yeah, thanks for joining us on our joint call today. Um, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Rob. It's you. For those of you that don't understand why I'm in a truck, I'm from Orlando and I am evacuating. So thank you for your patience as I join today's call from the back of my truck heading away from a very bad hurricane. So thanks. And in that and for that part, right? So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna kind of split sales training and office hours. Um, I'm gonna kind of just do. I have one thing that I really wanted to discuss with you guys today. That should help be a nugget, and then before we go over that, I'll open up the floor for Amy's office hours and if there are any questions. So what I usually do on these calls is I say, hey, if you've got some questions, or if there's anything that you are struggling with right now, as whatever, if it's sales, or anything that you've got for Amy, so go ahead and typing those questions in the chat, so that way we can get to them for you guys and get them answered. And of course, as always, the more you participate on these calls, the more you get out of it. So welcome. And with that being said, I'm going to get started today. So the thing that we've been talking a lot in our sales series about overcoming objections, it's usually our biggest struggle, right? Everybody goes into this business because we care about people and we want to help people. And so doing those sweat intros typically for most people is easy, right? Especially if you care. Because at the end of the day, a no sweat intro is essentially asking somebody what's going on and finding out what their problem is and then seeing if you can be a help to them, right? Like for those of us, that should be usually a pretty easy thing, right? Sometimes we get lost in the translation of questions to ask. But at the end of the day, if you're genuine and you come from a place of caring, you can usually do a pretty good job of digging to what's going on with a person and then trying to come from a place of being helpful, right? We're trying to offer solutions, not sell gym memberships. And that's how we end up being much better at having new quality members to our gym. But where we struggle the most, and usually what we talk about the most on these calls, is overcoming specific objections, right? Can't afford it. I got to talk to my wife. I'm too busy. I don't know if it's going to work for me, right? All of those things. But today I wanted to go over a very specifically unique objection that is going to start happening to you guys very soon. And I want you to be prepared for it. And I'm going to give you 2 things that you can do. And that objection that you're going to start getting a lot of is, this all sounds great. The holidays are coming up and I've got so much going on. So I'd like to get started in January, right? Who's heard that at the end of the year, right? And it starts literally after Halloween. It's if there's something happen, leads don't slow down, right? Leads don't slow down. People still stand. People still talk to you. People still come in for no sweat intros in November and December. But you know what happens is there is a lot of, this all sounds great. The holidays are coming up. I was just all this is great, but I'll go ahead and get started in January, right? Reach out to me then and we'll get going, right? So how do we approach Thurman? Hey,
Yo,
Thurman, You know what? Listen, everything that you said sounds really good. It'd be great. I'll go ahead and get started in January. Does that sound good?
No, that sounds like a horrible idea.
Is that what you say to me?
So I'm assuming that we're just talking about these people that say they want to wait until the new year. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, that'll really be that's going to be a big piece that you guys will start hearing in November, right? People are going to be like, oh, I want to wait until the new year. So, sort of the couple ways, we got a couple ways you can handle it. One way I used to handle it, I used to say, hey, like, I get it. That's totally fine. I would ask them, well, why don't you want to start now, right? Like, we got Thanksgiving. Okay, I'll give you that couple of days, because you can still do stuff Monday, Tuesday, and then bam, and then Christmas. Okay, I get it. You don't want to start. How about this? How about we get you set up and locked in right now? I'm always trying to collect payment info. Like that's my thing. Like I'm always trying to collect payment info. How about we get you set up and locked in right now? You give me your credit card. I'll get it signed up to where you're gonna start January 2nd. I'll be in contact to make sure we get your personal training session set up or your classes set up. Blah blah blah. I would say 25% of the time they'll go for it. The other 75%, they're like, no, no, I'll get back to you. And then from there, honestly, the only thing you can really do, like you want to have a list with those people and you want to make sure that you're following up with them, not every week, but pretty much every 2 weeks at the latest. Hey, Rob, I'm just checking up on you. Things are going great here at the gym. Excited to get you in the new year. And it's those constant touch points so that they know that when they do something in January, because a lot of these people are going to do something in January, you want your gym to be top of mind or the only option, right? What happens a lot of times, guys, we've seen over the years is that someone will come in and say, oh, I want to wait until the new year. You don't know what to say or, blah, blah, blah. And then you say, okay, I'll follow up in the new year. And then you follow up in January. Oh, I'm sorry. I've already joined a new gym with my friend Amy because Amy talked her into going to the gym with her. So you want to make sure that if you let them leave without collecting their payment info or getting them signed up, you want to make sure that you're in constant communication with them throughout that entire 6 weeks until they get started. Yes, it is a lot of work. But it's paid, like it'll definitely pay for itself because you want these people to know when I get started in January, I'm going to that gym, the person I'm talking to pretty much every week for the last 6 weeks.
I love it. Staying top of mind is definitely important when it comes to follow up, right? But Sherman, you know me. I want you to sign up now. I don't want you to walk. And I'm
Correct.
going to do everything I can to overcome your objection because I know that it's bullshit, right?
Yeah.
And I know that you're not prioritizing your health and fitness and you think that you're too busy and you don't want to start a new routine because it's going to get in the way of you partying with your friends, going to the work Christmas party. You've got a 1 week vacation. So you know what? I'm just going to kick this can down the road to gym and I'm going to put on my coaching hat and my nutrition coaching hat because man, you think it's hard to get people to join a gym in November and December? How hard do you think it is to get somebody to go into nutrition coaching in November and December? But we still do it because I like to use a very simple technique of just having a conversation where I like to walk people through coming to their own conclusion that doing nothing, where are you gonna be 2, 3 months from now if you do nothing now? If you did something now and took action on something, and try because the biggest thing is that people have so we talk about the people not being self-aware, right? One of the things that especially in the nutrition coaching sector, right, Amy, that we come across all the time is people are not self-aware that they have an all or nothing mentality, right? They think that either have to be in the gym 5 days a week doing shots of wheatgrass and eating little nuts and seeds all day, or I do nothing and I'm eating pizza and chugging beer, right? Like it's this all or nothing. And so that's why we have these big swings up and down with people, and that's why they're always on the roller coaster, right? So I like to kind of lean into that and continue a conversation, which will help them realize, like, hey, look, if you take action on something now, first of all, it doesn't have to be all or nothing. You can still find 3 hours a week for you to get a workout in. You can still make some better decisions. We're not telling you to not go enjoy Thanksgiving. We're not trying to tell you to not go on your vacation. We're not trying to tell you not to enjoy a weekend for Christmas and eat, drink, and be merry. What we're trying to do is say, listen, you came here today because you felt a certain way now. If I can coach you and help show you a way to take action on something that will at least start moving the needle, where how much better will you be starting in January instead of starting from scratch or 2 months worse down the road? Right? What is it? The average person gains like 12 pounds between Thanksgiving and New Year's, right? It's like, or the average person gains 12 pounds on 1 week food. But you know what I'm saying? So like if I can like and so this is what I want to lean in, right? So hey, you know what, Sherman, I hear you. I understand the holidays are a busy time. Listen, tell me what do you have what do you have coming up over the next 2 months that you feel like are going to stop you from progressing and taking action on getting moving again and feeling better about yourself? What do you got going on?
Well, I have some Christmas parties and I want to eat whatever
Huh,
I want to at the Christmas parties.
great.
Um,
Yeah, that's
and
it. Just some Christmas parties.
I guess that's about it. Yeah, I just don't want to start something and then I can't make it and be consistent. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I got some Christmas parties. I don't think we're going anywhere this year. So, I mean, I'll pretty much be around. But it's the
So
holidays. No one really wants to start something new right now.
listen, Sherman, I understand exactly what you're saying, and I understand how you feel, and I get where you're coming from, right? Because right now you're not working out, you're not doing those things. You told me you haven't been in the gym in the last 2 to 3 years, right? But you got on a phone call with me yesterday, and we talked for 10 minutes about all these things that have been going on with you, right? You told me about how you don't have energy to chase your Rottweiler around the yard, that she's so much faster than you, and you're out of breath after just running around one lap around the pool, right? They tell me that your kids are starting to look at you like, "Come on, Dad, you slow." They're dunking on you. You're feeling slow and sluggish, and you haven't been eating well, and you haven't been feeling great about yourself. And you told me it's been 3 years since you were in that feeling, right? You came all the way down here. We spent 30 minutes talking, and and now you're saying you're going to let a couple of Christmas parties get in the way of starting to make progress? Let me ask you a question. Do you feel, Terman, that in order to start making progress on being healthier and getting in shape, that you have to forego your Christmas parties and not go at all?
No, I mean, no, not really when I think about it. But it just seemed like a bad time of year to start something. I don't know.
Listen, Sherman, I've been doing this for 16 years, man, and I get it, right? We feel that, like, when it comes to our health and fitness, if we're going to start a new fitness program, right, we got to start doing shots of wheatgrass and eating broccoli raw and being that guy at the Christmas party who's like, hey, can I just have some water? I'm gonna eat some carrots and I gotta starve myself because I'm not diet. Like that's not it at all, man. What we do here is we try to help normal people find a way to incorporate health and fitness into their lifestyle without restricting and without not enjoying the things that they love. Because if I ask you to do something that's restrictive and I ask you to do something that doesn't make you happy long term, what's the point of doing it, right? Health and fitness should be a celebration of where you are and where you want to go. It should be a punishment for things that you ate or didn't do, right? So here's what we're going to do. All you've got to do is commit to coming to the gym 3 times a week. That's enough to get the needle moving in the right direction for you. 3 hours a week to carve out that time for yourself. I don't need you to do shots of wheatgrass. We can talk about eating better and eating healthier. But listen, man, a couple of Christmas parties, a Thanksgiving dinner, that's not going to do the damage that you think it's going to do. And it's definitely not worth not getting started on something that you really want for yourself now. And think about it this way, Sherman. If the kids are dunking on you now and the Rottweiler is already catching you so fast, where are you going to be in January, right?
Yeah. So maybe we can just like right now I could just get started, not go too crazy, but in January I can start taking shots of wheatgrass and all that.
Absolutely, Sherman. Listen, man, you can't go from couch to 5K in a day, right? You gotta start somewhere. So let's start somewhere. We don't have to start with all of the things. Why don't we start with at least doing the fitness part? Because that's simple. Let's talk about how we can get you to come 3 times a week and we can just talk about some small changes that you can make in your nutrition now. And when we get through the holidays, when we get to the end of the road, we get to January, then we'll talk about ramping it up and talk about some more specific one-on-one nutrition coaching. How does that sound?
Yeah, that sounds good. I have a question for it. How much was it again? How much did it cost?
For the 12 classes, 12 classes a month, yeah, it's gonna be
Yeah.
189 every 4 weeks. Would you like to
Ooh,
pay with your with which card would you like to pay for it? Pay with it.
man, I
I'll
know
give
it's
it to you.
Christmas time
I'll give
though.
it to you.
$200 a month. Um, I don't know if I can swing that, Rob. Like you have me sold, but $200 a month. It's Christmas time. Man, I have a wife and 3 kids. I got a new dog. I got a new house. Got a lot going on, Rob. I don't know. I don't know if I can make.
Absolutely sure, man. Hey, look, I get that part too, right? I mean, obviously, again, let's back and review, right? You came down here today to because you were feeling a certain way, right? We went through all the things that we're going to do to help you get here. How much were you expecting to spend on taking action with us today?
I don't know, Rob. Not $200. That's all I know. I know I wasn't planning on spending $200. I don't know how much, but wife wants a pair of shoes that cost $200. I'm gonna tell her I can't get her the shoes because I'm trying to get in shape. I don't know. I don't know.
Sure, let me ask you a question though. What would your wife rather have? That new pair of shoes or you around for a lot longer?
I don't know. Depends on the day. I don't know. Depends on the day.
I mean, to be honest with you, Sharon, I'm married. I think my wife would rather have a nice pair of shoes than me around longer, but it depends on the day, right? You know what I'm talking about? Listen, at the end of the day, your family wants nothing more from you than more time, right? And what you're going to do right now is you're taking an investment into your health and fitness that's going to give you not just more time with your family, but more quality time with your family. When you're consistently working out, when you're getting to the gym all the time, and you're making these healthier changes, you're going to feel better. You're going to have more energy. And think about all the things that you can do for your family, right? With more energy, you'll work a little bit more, you'll make a couple extra dollars, and you'll be able to afford the gym and the shoes. Now, will that be Visa, MasterCard, or American Express?
Hmm. I got a question. All right, last question. Last question.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can I break these payments up? Like weekly, bi-weekly? Can I do
I'm
something?
sorry, can you what?
Can I break the payments up? Can I do them bi-weekly?
Absolutely. What? So I would love to do that for you. We're gonna go ahead and take your first payment today, and we'll pay every 2 weeks from here on out. Sounds good?
All right, let's do it. All right, let's do it.
All right, man. Let's go. Thanks, man. That was a really good one, Sherman. Not only did you give me the holiday, but then he switched me to a pricing objection. That was great. I love that. Guys, let's open it up. What do you have? Do you have thoughts, questions, ideas? What did you get from that whole interaction? Was it helpful? Anybody, hop in.
I want to start off. So like that is sort of a typical conversation once you get to about Thanksgiving and all the way through, guys. Most people are gonna be like, "Oh, I need to think about it." Then once you sort of let them know you can do it, they're gonna be like, "Oh, well, it's Christmas time. I don't know about the money." Like it is very difficult to get people to commit. But if you keep pushing, you definitely will get some, right? And then again, on the flip side, for the ones you don't get, those are the ones that you're gonna have to do the extra sort of following up over the next 4 to 6 weeks to make sure that because they have the money, right? Like they're putting the money, like they're putting it on a credit card anyway for Christmas, right? They're putting on a credit card anyway. And then they're gonna put the gym membership on the credit card of the new year, but it just makes them feel better to sort of come put it in just a different basket. So you're gonna have to push a little bit over the holidays to get people to take action. But if they don't, it is vital to your success that you continue to follow up with them on a 7-10 day cadence just to check in, with them. But that's all I had, right?
Yeah, no, that's great, guys. Hopefully, again, if you have any questions or if you want to add to this conversation, feel free to jump in. But Sherman and I wanted to bring this to you guys now because we wanted you to guys start working with this and start getting ready for it, right? Because these are the things that are going to happen. And if you're not new to gym ownership and you've done this in the holidays, you already know, we know what we're talking about, right? It's the holidays, and then it's going to be, man, Christmas is coming up. I don't know if I can pull the trigger on this now. I gotta wait till January, till after I cover all these expenses, right? So hopefully that was helpful. What do you guys got?
I've got a question.
Yes,
So
sir.
regarding the follow-ups, what does that look like, Sherman or Robert? What
Yeah,
does that look like?
Yeah, so let's just play it out. Let's say it's 5 weeks, right? So for me, I'm just touching base with these people like they're regular people, right? I don't have a specific script that I'm going to follow with these people. Like for instance, let's just say they came in a week before Thanksgiving. I don't want to start into the new year. So obviously I will wait until after Thanksgiving. Hey, Ricky, hope you had a great Thanksgiving, buddy. We're excited to see you in the new year. Let us know if you need anything. And then about a week later, hey Ricky, this is Sherman from Dynasty CrossFit. Just checking in, man. Are you ready for Christmas? We can't wait to see you at the gym. I'm just making little conversation to try to get them to respond back. And that's it. Like nothing crazy, nothing scripted. You're not trying to sell them. You're just checking on them like a real person, right? Just letting them know, hey, like I'm still here. I see you. That's what I would do, Rob.
No, I agree with you 100%, right? And you have time for that too. So you could create a holiday workflow for yourself if you want to, right? Go in there, go into your CRM, your grow your high level, and create yourself a holiday workflow, like keep contact, send them every couple of weeks, an automated message or an email just to stay top of their mind, because it is really important. Some of those people, I mean, look, for me, I believe 90% of objections are BS, right? Buyers are liars in my book. So it's either a lack of prioritization or other things. They talk themselves out of it, right? They're just excuses at the end of the day. But those other 10% that are legitimate, like, yeah, there's just nothing that you could do to get through to them, but will be somebody who could come around in January. I think that it is important to at least have some sort of outreach over those couple of weeks to make sure that you stay top of mind. Even go as far as adding them to your mailing list so that they're getting your weekly or monthly newsletters from your gym.
Yeah. Yeah.
What else we got? Anything? All right. Well, if you guys don't have anything else for me, I will turn it over to Miss Amy, and you guys can spend the rest of the time talking with the wonderful Amy. And I will bow out, and you guys enjoy the rest of the time. And thanks for having me. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
because me and Rob getting ready for a hurricane. Well, Rob is leaving. I'm staying. Rob is leaving.
You're on the dirty side. I'm praying for you, brother.
Guys, before I hop into the social media stuff that I had planned, I just want to see if anybody has any general business questions that I can help with today. Nobody in particular. Chris, I see that you're on this call. Are you cool with me using your Instagram as a little case study demo for what I have planned?
Sure thing.
Awesome. So as promised, guys, I just have 5 simple things for you to take a look at on your social media to help everything work together with your paid ads as just one giant machine that helps people sign up for your gym. And the first thing that's super important is to remember that your external facing social media is not for your members. That's like your internal private Facebook groups. That's for your members. Your external social media is all for people that haven't met you yet, former members that are trying to see what's going on at your gym, prospects, all of those people. And we want to make it as simple as possible for people to know how to sign up with you, or at least know how to contact you with any questions that they might have. So I'm gonna share my screen here. And these are all just really simple things that take just, you could check all this and tweak it in like 15 minutes if there's anything that you're missing here. So this is Chris's gym. She's a friend of mine. She's up here in New Hampshire with me, Granite Forge Fitness. And I'm just going to switch back and forth between mine and hers. And I will tell you, mine's not perfect either. It's always a work in progress. Number one, though, is making sure you put where you are in your about you information. So Chris did a great job. She's located in Plymouth, New Hampshire. But I'm seeing a lot of gyms that don't just have that information. So in New Hampshire, we have a Durham, New Hampshire. If I looked up Durham CrossFit and didn't put New Hampshire in it, I might see Dave from Lasso's gym in Durham, North Carolina, and not realize that I'm not looking at a gym that's in New Hampshire. So just make it really easy on people to know that they're actually looking in the right place when they find you. Same thing on your Facebook profile and your about you information. Make sure it says where you are physically located. Super simple. And then the second one is going to be something about who you help, who you are looking for, what it is that you do. And the more niche you can be, the better. So ours is just we simplify health and fitness so you can move more, eat better, and live your best life. Like super simple. That's what we came up with. We have our location in Conway, New Hampshire. So that was number two. Number one was where you are. Number two was who you help or what you do. And then number three is making sure up here somewhere you have a call to action that's really simple to follow. So we have book a free chat with a coach to start. And that call to action should be really similar to whatever the call to action is that are in your ads. So if your ads are for a free trial, this should also be book a free trial. Here's how to do it. Same thing on your Facebook page, same thing on your web page. It all needs to be the same in the same language so everything works together. So on mine, we've just got a really simple link tree here. And you can do a free link tree account, I think, for most things. I'm gonna say mine probably has too many buttons on it, but you really want like no more than 3 buttons on your link tree. So here it is, book your free intro chat with a coach now. You can make these buttons have an image in them, but I was looking at one for a gym last week and it was really hard to know it was something to actually click on because this first one was a picture with this text there. So I would just keep it really clean with buttons. This needs to come off ours. We had a nutrition talk last week. And then we have a lot of drop-ins. So we just keep it really easy for drop-ins to figure out what to push to do it all themselves and get into our system. But your top one should be whatever that call to action is for your new people to get started. So Chris, on yours, I would definitely say take a look at that because looking at it, like I don't know what Rugby Fit is, if that's something that's important for you guys, like definitely get a link tree set up here so that first button can still be click here to start, and then something in here that says how to get started so people can see it really easily. And then tip number 4 for you guys, again, thinking about how am I going to make it really easy for people to understand how to get started. And you don't have to make yours as fancy as mine. But have a pinned post. I've got 3 pinned to the top because I did a fancy one, but you could just do one here that you make some graphics in Canva and make it really stand out on your grid. Start here or how to get started. And then when people click on it, there's more information and a call to action on how to start at your gym. But making it really highly visible and easy to find is really important. And then the last thing for you guys is making sure that weekly some of your posts have a call to action in them, telling people again how to get started and making it super simple. I think this one did. So this was a reel that we did this week. We talked about book your free intro to start, what that actually looks like, and we tell them how to book it. Actually, this one should say link in bio, but it doesn't, so we need to fix that. And then always making sure, especially if you're using the Meta Planner, don't say, like, don't copy a link into an Instagram post because people aren't going to be able to click on that. You should be using the planner feature where you can change the wording for Facebook and Instagram so that it will post on both at the same time. But obviously, Facebook's going to have that link and Instagram is going to say something about link in bio. So those are my 5 tips. One was where you are located. 2 is who you help or what you do. Number 3 was a clear call to action in your About You section that includes a link, and copy that right into your Facebook as well. Number 4 was a pinned post telling people how to get started. And then number 5 was making sure you're regularly posting a clear and simple call to action in your regular posts. Who's got questions?
I gotta drop, Amy, unfortunately, but just want to say thank you. That was really helpful. Added a couple
Cool.
things in the profile right now, and appreciate the scenario
Awesome.
that Sherman and Blake went through. Sherman and Rob, but yeah.
See you soon, Ian. Chris, was that helpful?
Sorry, I was muted. Yeah, it was super helpful. Yeah, we don't do a ton on social media, so we should do more, I think.
We'll talk about that more on our next call.
Okay. Yeah.
You don't.
Amy, what do you think has been the most impactful of those 5 steps?
I would say having that really clear link in the about information and clearly telling people how to get started.
You mean the link tree? Or you mean the link tree?
Yeah, the link tree, and then the in the about section telling people. I've seen other gyms that have the information there and say call us to get started, and I feel like that's a barrier because I don't want to pick up the phone and call you. Like, I just want a button that I can push and I'll book an appointment. Like, people these days, like, they don't want to get on the phone.
Okay.
At least not where I live. Your people that are gonna want to just get on the phone are a different age group, probably. Like, I would say 55 plus age are more likely to want to get on the phone instead of clicking something.
Mhm.
But I would say also make sure that your phone number that you have listed anywhere, especially on your website, is your CRM phone number. Because that's super important too. I saw a couple of gyms last week that they had like a business phone listed, but you want all of your leads coming in to that CRM phone number. So you have that message history and you know who you've talked to. If somebody else is picking up the conversation tomorrow, they can go back and look through that. Or you can see, hey, so-and-so tried calling us. We're going to give them a call back.
And you were putting that on the on like the Instagram page?
I don't have our phone number on the Instagram page, but our Instagram is tied into our CRM, and probably yours are all tied in also if people send you a direct message.
So where were you putting that phone number?
Webpage.
Webpage. Okay.
Yeah, I was trying to reach out to a gym last week because I was trying to reach the owner who I coach here in Lasso. And I'm like, there's no phone number. I can't reach this guy. How do I reach this gym?
Do you put the same info on Facebook?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yep, and the about info, the information is exactly the same. The only difference, and you can put your Linktree link in your about info, but I just put our link that goes right to our web page where people book a no sweat intro in my Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah. Just anything that you think a new person would need to get their hands on really quickly is what you want to highlight. Like, go back and take a look at your Instagram and your Facebook, but look at it as, I don't know anything about this gym. I'm a newbie beginner.
Mhm.
But also look at it from the lens of someone who is terrified to come into your gym also. And like going back to what does your grid look like? If all of your ads are, we want to help you, we're great for beginners, like, don't worry about being intimidated. we're gonna get you started, and then I look at your ad and I do my research and I go to your Instagram and it's all super heavy weights and people doing ring muscle ups. Like those things don't go together, and might be like, whoa, I'm not ready for this yet. So something else to think about as you're just making sure everything works really well together. But the big thing is your outward facing stuff is for your prospective clients. Ricky, you've been awfully quiet. You got any questions or anything else you want to go over?
No, ma'am, I'm just here kind of being a fly on the wall. We got a lot of things going on. Just ended Bringer Friend Week and stuff like that. So lots of lead follow up from everyone that went in. I think we had like 40 something members new come to the gym.
Woo, very nice.
7 signed up, 5 more are complete, like definitely interested. Fall break is next week. So
Yep.
kind of like a spring break, but fall break. So they all have vacations planned. So putting a Bring a Friend Week the week before fall break, probably something to think about in the future, because locking them in before they go out of town to spend all their money on their vacation, a little bit hard because of
Yeah.
that. So just things to think about now moving forward. It just lined up with our anniversary party for like our affiliate anniversary. So we kind of just did a membership appreciation week plus the Bring a Friend Week, and then ended with a member like anniversary party. So it was really good. It's just some of the
That's a
people
lot.
this week. Yeah, it's just some of the people this week have just been like, when I get back from vacation, kind of the same thing they were talking about in the sales
Yep.
piece with the holidays coming.
You guys
We're
have
going out of town too next week for fall break, so I can relate to them.
Yeah.
But yeah, so hopefully we can convert another 5 or 6. It would be really cool. But yeah, that's what I'm working on. So right now, just fly on the wall. I appreciate all of the guidance, though. It's awesome.
Do you have an in-body machine at your gym?
We do a 570.
So we were talking about Bring a Friend Week maybe a couple weeks ago on another business hours call. And one of the gym owners had really good luck with the people who didn't sign up for Bring a Friend Week, inviting them back in for a free in-body scan.
Mm,
And then he converted like 5 more out of that meeting. So you're
okay.
timing for
Yeah.
that messaging for after they get back from fall break and they've been eating whatever they want for a week might be good timing.
Yeah, I think so. That's a great idea. I didn't even think about that. I used to use the InBody. We're HSN clients as well, kind of like robbing them, right? So we used to use the InBody during our no sweats. Some people just did not like that. It was like a gut shot to the face. Obviously for better results, no food, no caffeine, menstrual cycle for females, all kinds of things can go on there. So just getting a really quick snapshot didn't really like work out as well as I thought it was going to. So we pulled that from our no sweats. But and I was thinking about it last week. I was like, man, should we just bring the InBody out front and just get people to hop on? But again, for best results, none of that other stuff. And I don't want them to come to CrossFit with no food in them systems and like all kinds of stuff. So I'm like, never mind. We're not gonna do that. But it is good to pull them back in and give them a free test.
Yeah.
That's a
I
good
mean, I
idea.
always tell people to think of it like a science experiment when we do that first in-body. Like, this is baseline data. We're doing a science experiment. This is going to let us know when we do our next one, is what we're doing working? Is it not working? Do we need to change things? Do we need to be more consistent? But like framing it that way, I think helps mentally a little bit. And some people just don't want to get on it, which is totally
Yeah, for sure.
fine.
Everyone's like, I got a test today. I'm like, that's a common reaction. No one really wants to see exactly where they're at. You know what I mean? With like hard numbers. But it's good. Thank you for that.
I mean, you could bundle that offer with a recipe book. HSN has like a mini recipe book. So you could do in-body scan value $65 and a recipe book. Come on in. Something like
Yeah,
that.
that's good. I'm gonna work on that. Appreciate it.
Yeah, we're gonna incorporate that into our next Bring a Friend Week also, because it was such a great idea. Chris, you got anything else?
Unclick the right thing. For the InBody, I'm trying to reach out to people and say, hey, do you want to do every other week? Keep you accountable over the holiday. They're like, yeah, I should. So that's been successful this week. So it's quick enough to do, they know. So I've had some people that have been away and they come back and they're like, I'm like, okay, back on track, you know, it's okay. This is just data, like you said, but it's good to know that there's, you know, some accountability there.
I like using that as additional holiday accountability too for your current members.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think it's going to be our next push for, because we haven't really posted a lot about we don't have the fancy InBody. We just have, you know, the little guy. But post about that just to get, because I don't think we're going to have but we'll see. But the trends have been that it's hard to get new people on. So if we can use that as just a revenue booster, that would be good.
Yeah. Awesome. Eli, what else you got, man?
I was just trying to clarify what you were saying about with the Facebook. So you have it linked to your web page. What was it that you said?
Yeah, let me see if I can pull my Facebook page up and I'll show you. I'll just get it up here. Let me share my screen. So just in the about info, book free chat with the coach to get started. This one actually goes right to my booking page.
Okay.
So it goes to the booking calendar. You could do a link to whatever the landing page is on your website where you talk about whatever it is they do, free trial, no sweat intro, whatever that thing is.
So you think a link direct to like the link tree kind of thing on Facebook is good as well?
Could do the link tree on Facebook. It'll work. It's just a couple extra clicks to get them.
Okay. So that's directly to your booking?
This goes right to book a free chat with a coach to get started. It should. Let's see if it does. And it's always good to check these things every now and then too, to make sure everything is working also. Yeah, that's our book a no sweat intro page that it goes right to. But also my phone number here is my CRM phone number, because that's what I want people using. I don't even have a regular business phone number anymore. Everything is just this.
Okay.
Yep. And then the other thing that's super important that I didn't really touch on, guys, is make sure that you are regularly updating your Google My Business page, because that affects how you rank with Google searches. If you're not curating that regularly, Google doesn't like it, but they will reward you if you're updating photos, like putting articles in there, that kind of thing. All right, team. Any last questions? Great questions, you guys. Great conversation today. I love talking about social media tips and stuff too.
Wait, so the Google My Business, you're putting articles and
updating photos.
Yeah, okay. But so what does that do? So it moves you up in rank on the Google search?
Yep, Google likes it when you're active on their platform, and they will reward you for being active on the platform.
Okay.
Yep. So we have it built into our process monthly that I update photos and like put an article in there. I really should be doing it weekly. I don't have bandwidth for that right now, but at least I'm doing it monthly. But if you haven't done that in a really long time, I would say go in there and dump a bunch of new photos in there, and like just copy and paste something from your social media right into it, and that should be fine.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Great question. All right, guys, I would love to hear if you make any updates, or if anything was super helpful for you, post it in the Client Wins channel so other people can see, and they might want to come back and watch the video of office hours.
Okay. Awesome.
All right. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Yeah.